The top stories tonight in Y News. National Security Adviser Secretary Eduardo Año condemns the installation of floating barrier by Chinese Coast Guard in Bajo de Masinloc.
Senior lawmaker reveals that the Office of the Vice President spent its 125 million peso confidential fund in just 11 days in 2022, according to the report by the Commission on Audit.
The Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, has refuted claims that a hacker group is demanding a substantial ransom in exchange for alleged sensitive information they claim to have obtained from the agency's systems.
And delve into the recent attack in northern Kosovo, examining how it reflects the ongoing tensions and conflicts surrounding the country's status as an independent entity distinct from Serbian rule.
Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Monday, September 25, 2023. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. I am Joselito Liquido.
We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Maria Latoza.
First in the news. The National Security Council has underscored the Philippines' rightful authority to dismantle the purportedly China-installed floating barrier in Scarborough Shoal. A high-ranking official from the NSA conveyed that they are presently awaiting President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s response to their comprehensive report concerning China's installation of the barrier within that specific region. Nel Maribuhok reports.
In a strong denouncement, National Security Adviser Secretary Eduardo Año has decried the installation of a floating barrier by the Chinese Coast Guard in Bajo de Masinloc. This act of placing a barrier directly infringes upon the traditional fishing rights of fishermen, rights that were explicitly affirmed by the 2016 arbitral ruling. According to the NSA, the government is fully committed to taking all necessary and appropriate actions to ensure the removal of these barriers and to safeguard the rights of our fishermen in the affected area. Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya of the National Security Council affirms our country's entitlement to remove the aforementioned floating barrier.
Maliwanag po ang international dyan, ang UNCLOS dyan, at may karapatan ng ating bansa na tanggalin niyang inilagay ng Chinese Coast Guard.
According to NSA Assistant Director, who also serves as a spokesperson for the NTF-WPS, they are now in anticipation of a response from the President regarding this critical matter.
Sa ngayon po ay inaantay po namin kung anong magiging tugon ng ating Pangulo doon sa report na hinihanda ng National Security Council.
Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, we serve the people, we give glory to God.
Department of Justice Secretary Crispin Boying Remulla underscores the belief that the Philippine authorities possess the capability to dismantle the floating barriers recently installed by China in Bajo de Masinloc. Dante Amento tells us the details.
The installation of the floating barriers by the Chinese Coast Guard in Bajo de Masinloc is a violation of the Philippines' rights within its exclusive economic zone, or EEZ. Department of Justice or DOJ Secretary Crispin Boying Remulla said it is in the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, wherein China is bound to abide as signatory. He emphasized this critical international accord and further underscored that Philippine authorities retain the rightful capacity to dismantle these barriers.
Well, if it's within our economic zone, exclusive economic zone, then we will just declare it to be such, and that it's a violation of our right to exclusive economic zone, and we can remove the same.
To avert potential conflicts, Remulla stressed that the Philippine Coast Guard, or PCG, rather than military, should be tasked with this responsibility.
It will be a civilian undertaking under the Coast Guard. we will not make it a military undertaking, but a civilian undertaking.
In a strategic move, the DOJ plans to convene with the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Office of the Solicitor General to chart the course ahead on this pressing matter, exploring potential avenues such as initiating a fresh case against China. This case would address the substantial environmental harm wrought by China's persistent activities in the region.
We have to agree within the executive branch on how to treat this legally, how to treat the incident. But that is, I'm giving you the legal point of view that this may be a violation of our rights under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Amid the outbreak of the Nipah virus in some parts of India, the Department of Health has assured that the surveillance system in the Philippines is ready to monitor the possible presence of the said virus. The department also strengthened its public health interventions, focusing on disease prevention through health promotion and communication, as well as infection prevention control measures to reduce the transmission of infections. To date, the health department has not recorded any new cases of the Nipah virus aside from the single recorded case of the Nipah virus in Sultan Kudarat in 2014. The patient developed signs and symptoms after exposure to a horse and its meat.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Jean Salante reassured that the Nipah virus causing concern in southwest India is unlikely to reach the borders of the Philippines. In an interview, Dr. Salante mentioned that the Nipah outbreak in Kerala state, India, is effectively under control, diminishing the possibility of the virus crossing into the Philippines. He emphasized that unlike the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, there is no need for immediate alarm. Individuals exhibiting Nipah virus symptoms are more easily detectable, he added. Expert studies indicate symptoms of the Nipah virus such as fever, body aches and weakness. Severe headaches and frequent drowsiness are also common indicators. Additionally, the virus can abruptly halt lung and heart function in an individual. Reports underline that the Nipah virus has a higher fatality rate compared to COVID-19, ranging from 50 to 75% mortality. This alarming statistic implies that 4 out of 5 individuals affected by the virus, or the Nipah virus rather, may succumb to it.
The House Committee on Appropriations Senior Vice Chairperson and Marikina 2nd District Representative Stella Quimbo pushes for the establishment of a House Special Oversight Committee to ensure transparency in the use of confidential aid intelligence funds by government agencies. Meanwhile, Quimbo also revealed that the Office of the Vice President spent its 125 million peso confidential fund in just 11 days in 2022, according to the report by the Commission on Audit. Rosalie Cos explains why.
The Commission on Audit Budget sponsor and House Committee on Appropriations Senior Vice Chairperson, Marikina City 2nd District Representative Stella Quimbo, pushes for a creation of a House Special Oversight Committee to ensure transparency in the use of confidential and intelligence funds. The Special Oversight Committee was mentioned during the plenary debates of the House of Representatives for the 2024 proposed budget of the Commission on Audit, or COA. This will have complete access on reports submitted under the COA-DBM Joint Memorandum Circular 2015-01.
Naniniwala ko na ang kaban ng bayan ay dapat ginagastos para sa kaunlaran ng bayan. With this Special Oversight Committee in place, COA can be assured of a partner in its bid for transparency in the use of confidential and intelligence funds.
Meanwhile, Representative Quimbo also revealed during the plenary debates that the 125 million pesos amount of confidential funds of Vice President in 2022 was spent in just 11 days. This is quicker than the initial reports of 19 days. The statement was made when Gabriela Partidas Representative Arlene Brosas asked about the issue.
Madam Speaker, ang totoo po ay nagulat din po ako nung mabasa ko ang mga balita na tila nagastos po sa loob ng 19 days at tinanong ko po ang COA at tinignan ko po ang mga iba't ibang mga reports. Pero hindi po ito nagastos sa loob ng 19 days kung hindi 11 days po.
Representative Quimbo added the Office of the Vice President or OVP submitted its liquidation report to COA regarding the confidential funds on January 17, 2023. The audit regarding this is ongoing, but COA has already issued its Audit Observation Memorandum or AOM to the Office of VP Duterte on September 18, 2023. The OVP has 15 days to respond to the initial findings of COA.
Ano
Madam Speaker, hindi maibibigay ang AOM.
Na-issue na po ang AOM, Madam Speaker, September 18.
Madam Speaker, can we have a copy of the AOM?
Katulad ng napaliwanag ko po kanina at napaliwanag din po ni Honorable Lagman, it is preliminary and the reason for why the COA wants to keep it confidential is because baka maging prejudicial sa audited agency if, Madam Speaker, if the honorable process is amenable once the audit is completed, then the COA will submit the AOM along with the report.
According to the OVP spokesperson, Attorney Reynold Monsayak, they have not received the AOM from COA. COA committed to finish the audit of 2022 CIFs of all government agencies on November 15, 2023. Rosa Licos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
In a significant move this morning, the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, and the Department of Justice, or DOJ, formalized their collaboration by signing a memorandum of agreement. The purpose is to bolster their joint efforts in investigating and prosecuting complaints of vote buying during the upcoming 2023 Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections, or BSKE. The COMELEC expressed its conviction that with the active assistance of the DOJ, they can effectively pursue the prosecution of acts related to vote buying or vote selling.
Yung prosecution part medyo mas mahirap po yan. Talagang kami po'y aasa din sa tulong ng ating DOJ.
The DOJ emphasized the necessity of witness cooperation in prosecuting vote buying, particularly instances involving modern modes of payment, such as e-wallets and similar platforms.
Ang susunod na gagawin natin dito, yung case build-up talaga ayusin natin. Yung procedure na susundin ng mga fiscals on the ground ay talagang paigtingin natin ang case build-up para tuloy-tuloy ng kaso.
In the lead up to the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataang election, or BSKE, next month, the Philippine National Police has identified 249 barangays across the country that potentially fall under the red category. PNP-PIO Acting Chief Police Colonel Jean Fajardo specified that these barangays are primarily from the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, Region 8 or Eastern Visayas, and Region 5 or Bicol Region.
Pag pinagsama nyo na po yung tatlo o dalawang factors po under yellow and yellow and orange po, automatic po yan, mapapasama po yan sa red category. At pag yung areas po na yan ay nasama sa red category, ang COMELEC po ay may kapangyarihan para isailalim po under COMELEC control at ang mga areas po na yon.
Meanwhile, the PNP has also recorded 1,248 barangays that could be categorized under the orange designation and 1,100 under the yellow category. Colonel Fajardo reiterated that these data are solely from the PNP emphasizing that information from other security forces such as the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine Coast Guard has not yet been included.
For the news abroad. Tens of thousands of protesters traveled from across Spain to rally in Madrid against possible amnesty for Catalan separatists last Sunday. Maven Carrizo details why.
40,000 Spaniards protested in Madrid, Spain on Sunday, 24th September, against amnesty plans for Catalan separatists by acting Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez. 60,000 people were put on attendance organized by People's Party, while 40,000 people was delegated by the central government to Madrid. Protesters expressed full dismay to the government and opposition to any amnesty. The amnesty issue arose after inconclusive general election last July, where the Conservative People's Party, or PP, defeated the Spanish Socialist Workers' Party, or PSOE. Alberto Núñez Feijóo won the most votes. In order to keep himself in office, Sanchez, who came second, secured backing from the Catalan Independence Party, led by former Catalan Regional President Carles Puigdemont. Pedro Sanchez held his own political rally in Gava, near Barcelona, on the same day, not mentioning any amnesty. Instead, he emphasized the importance of healing divisions over the Catalan crisis. Maven Carrizo, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Marielle.
Thank you, Bianca. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook. The witnesses and victims of the Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated are slated to arrive in Manila on Wednesday, September 27. Their purpose for the visit is to participate in the Senate inquiry concerning the alleged abuses and crimes attributed to the group commonly known as the Surigao cult.
We expect them to be here for the Senate hearing, and we will have them also probably after the Senate hearing, maybe on Friday.
Justice Secretary Crispin Boyeng Rimulya mentioned that the victims will also be meeting to discuss the preliminary investigation of the complaints filed against several members of the group, including their leader, J. Renz Kilario, also recognized as Senior Aguila. The complaints lodged against the respondents encompass serious charges such as kidnapping, qualified trafficking, and violation of the anti-early child marriage law, among others.
For the purposes of preliminary investigation, they'll have to be in Manila to answer the questions and to be able to subscribe to the complaint affidavits that they will file.
The Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, denied that a group of hackers is demanding millions of pesos in ransom from them in exchange for the alleged sensitive information they obtained from their system during the attack. Until now, the online portals of the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, remain inaccessible following the temporary takedown by the agency to investigate the recent security attack on their system last Friday. While PhilHealth acknowledged the cybersecurity attack, it emphasized that no sensitive information of its members was compromised.
Wala pong katotohanan. First, wala pong personal information or medical information na na-leak or na-compromise. And second, ay wala pong hinihingi or wala pong arrangement or wala pong ransom na hinihingi ang grupo na yon sa atin.
PhilHealth has advised its members to resort to over-the-counter transactions for the time being. They have taken proactive steps collaborating with Department of Information and Communications Technology, the National Privacy Commission, and the Anti-Cybercrime Unit of the Philippine National Police and National Bureau of Investigations to address this pressing issue.
Yan po actually ang tinitingnan ngayon at yan po ang aming guidance na hinihingi. Katulad po sa DICT, kung ano po ang mga controls na pwede pong maidagdag, kung ano po yung tools na kinakailangan po namin para mas maging safe po ang ating systems because ngayon mas vulnerable nga siya because atake po ng ganyan.
The Abra Police Provincial Office persistently investigates the motorcycle employed by the suspects involved in the heinous attack targeting human rights lawyer attorney Maria Sanyata Alzate within the confines of Bangged, Abra. Grace Flores details why.
The Special Investigation Task Group has not yet determined the owner of the motorcycle sighted in the grassy area of Casamata Hill in Bangged Town. This motorcycle is believed to be the getaway vehicle used by those who shot human rights lawyer attorney Maria Sanyata Alzate in Bangged, Abra last Sunday, September 14, 2023.
Tinaitrace ng ating mga kasama ngayon kasi yung motorsiklo is naka-register sa isang pangalan na pinahanap din natin at nahanap natin sa Dumaguete. Only to find out na yung motor na yun ay nirepossess para ng Provincials Bank, no, sa Manila. And then from Manila, binid ng isang motor trade company sa Marikina. So yun po. And then from Marikina, meron din isang motor trade na kumuha ng motor doon at kasali yung motor na yun.
According to Police Colonel Fernand Lopez, the acting provincial director of Abra PNP, it is alleged that the suspects left it in the place and fled.
Hindi pa natin masabi kasi hindi pa natin alam kung sino yung nakabili sa motor. Malalaman man natin pag napuntahan nila yung last na nagtitinda ng motor na bumili doon sa sa Marikina. Kasi binili nila in bulk So kasama yung motor na ginamit doon sa nabili nila.
Initially, it was captured on CCTV footage that from the crime scene, the suspects went to a part of Casamata Hill. Police Colonel Lopez added that the recovery of the motorcycle is immensely helpful in identifying the suspects.
Ito ang magbibigay sa atin ng ng lead. Siyempre yung bumili may pangalan. So, yun ang titingnan natin.
The investigation of the Special Investigation Task Group Alzate continues into the primary motive of the incident. One of the observed motives is her work as a human rights lawyer in the said province. The Abra police also issued a 100,000 reward for the prompt arrest of the suspects. The PNP assured to do everything they can to achieve justice. Grace Flores, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Department of Budget and Management confirms an excess of almost 12.8 billion pesos from rice tariff collection in 2022. Under the rice tariffication law, the first 10 billion pesos from tariffs should be allocated to the Rice Competitive Enhancement Fund. The excess from that should be distributed to rice farmers as financial assistance. The Federation of Free Farmers is puzzled as to why the Department of Agriculture has not yet processed the distribution to farmers.
Nakapagtataka bakit ang bagal ng DA? Kasi in other words, the money is there. DBM is saying that they're ready to release it.
The Samahang Industriya ng Agrikultura already submitted to a letter earlier this month informing the Office of the President about the fund.
The Department of Education or DepEd has commenced its pilot implementation of the Matatag curriculum in Malabon City today, September 25th. The local government of Malabon is offering technical support to schools, including provisions such as televisions for classrooms and laptops for teachers. Currently, the pilot run has seen participation from over 1,000 students as of today.
We were chosen sa buong NCR yung 5 schools dito yung pilot test. Actually, it's very, we're very, very proud, but at the same time, syempre, medyo challenging din. Sa tingin ko naman, maganda rin na naging showing ng Malabon sa DepEd, kaya ang napili ay Malabon.
And in other global news, approximately 30 Serbian gunmen armed with guns and armored vehicles carried out a brazen attack on a village in northern Kosovo last Sunday. Their assault began with gunfire directed at local policemen, after which they sought refuge within a Serbian monastery, effectively barricading themselves inside. The confrontation resulted in the loss of 3 attackers and 1 valiant policeman. Assailants made their escape under the cover of night, leaving authorities unsure of their whereabouts. Amidst this alarming incident, the residents, monks, and pilgrims bravely sought shelter and safety inside a temple, enduring the harrowing ambush. This distressing event unfolded in the village of Banjka, situated within a Serbian majority region. Experts analyzing the situation posit that this violent strike represents a rebellion against Kosovo's Prime Minister Albin Kurti, specifically decrying his failure to establish an association of Serbian municipalities in northern Kosovo. It's important to note that a significant number of Serbians aligning with the attackers staunchly refused to recognize an independent Kosovo. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Bianca Quijano, live from Toronto, Canada. Good evening.
Breaking news tonight. The Philippine Coast Guard, acting upon the directive of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has successfully removed the floating barrier in the southeast entrance of Bajo de Masinloc. This decisive move, firmly grounded in international law, stands as a beacon affirming the Philippine sovereignty and bolstering the livelihoods of Filipino fisherfolk in the West Philippine Sea.
The 19th Asian Games kicked off this past Saturday in Hangzhou, China. A grand ceremony spanning 2 hours saw the participation of 12,500 athletes from a remarkable 45 countries, the Philippines proudly among them. Notably, Filipino Olympian EJ Obiena, a pole vaulter of great prowess, and Marjeline Didal, a skilled professional skateboarder, took up the mantle as the flag bearers for the Philippines. As the games progress, they will reach their conclusion on October 8. At that juncture, China will formally hand over the reins of hosting to Japan in the closing ceremony, a symbolic gesture signaling the passing of the torch for the forthcoming 2026 Asian Games. Our kasambahays, as the world faces these trying times amid various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with the word giving glory to God from the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 23. It says, "Turn you at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you." And those are the reasons behind the news, September 25, 2023. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. I am Mariela Toza, live from Australia.
Because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Joselito Liquido, live from Malaysia. We serve the people, we give glory to God.